Okay.
Are we live?
Hello. It said we're going live, but I don't see any pop-ups of the live.
Still working. And
Okay.
are we live?
You left the volume on.
I turned it right off.
Okay.
There we go.
Where?
Hello. Wait a minute, they can't see me.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. It's us. We are here. Hold on, I gotta find me here.
Good morning, Katie. Nanita, Patricia, Delia.
Everybody. Hold on, baby. Live. And I can't find me live. I can't find me. I can't find me. Give me a minute.
Look, you have to look at your
I'm
notifications.
I'm a mess.
Hi, Joy Tesoro.
My Joy's there. Joy!
Yeah.
Joy
I
T.
call her Tesoro. She's my treasure.
She is everybody's treasure.
Hi, Mitzi.
There we go. I can see myself. I can see myself. There. Okay. Now I can see the chat. Technical difficulties, you know me. Good morning. Okay, Mitzi's there. Hey, Mitz. Hi, Chris. I'm looking at the wrong camera. It's this camera. It's not that one. It's over here. Hi. Hello. It's me. Anyways, that's Giovanna. Y'all know Gio. Sorella. That's my sister.
Yeah, we're sisters.
We sisters. So we
Sister.
are here. Mama.
Hi, Danelle.
And there's Tina, of course. Tina. That's for you. Better not be driving.
Hi, Tina.
No driving. Anyway, we are here. This is the new thingy I'm trying out. And the first one, and then the second one didn't happen because it was not a good week. And then the third one didn't happen because graduations and all that crap. So we're here. And it's with you. Ma sorella. Ma Giovanna.
Mia sorella.
Yo te cuide, mama. She's putting stuff away. She just got back home. And everybody's saying, ha, 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 not driving yet. You better not drive, Tina. I don't want you driving.
Yeah. She's not driving yet.
Okay.
She's not driving yet.
Today, everybody saw Gio on Cherry's page that week because I couldn't do it. So Cherry was so kind to invite Giovanna over, and Giovanna was able to talk a whole bunch of stuff. But today, she's going to show other stuff that she didn't get to show on Cherry. And while she's doing that, I'm going to work on this. This is the black. And I got all my fabric cut out last night. So while she's showing you stuff, I'm going to be working on this. Hey, Branca.
Hi, Branca. Hi, Jean.
Jean! That's my friend. Jean's my friend. Hi, Jean. Jean Paremsky. I love saying her last name. I don't know why. Jean, I don't know why I love saying your last name. That's Jean Paremsky. I don't know why. Anyway, so I'm going to be working on this, and Giovanna's going to be showing us things that she has made. Her creativity has no bounds, people, because she's a recycler. And I want us to understand something about recycling, because Giovanna and I were talking before we went live. As quilters, as genuine. Let me
genuine quilters.
As genuine quilters, not artists, quilters, piecers, lovers of fabric. We are genuine quilters, and we recycle, because a genuine quilter piecer recycles fabric, because that's what it is. You take pieces of fabric from
Eva.
You put them together. Evita! Mwah!
Hi, Deb.
Deb here. Deb! I'm screaming.
Deb Culture.
Hi, Deb. I've been looking at the stuff you're making. It's freaking amazing. There's Michelle.
Michelle, hello.
27-gallon totes that just got delivered.
27 gallons?
Yeah, she bought out Joanne. She literally bought. Yeah. Hey, Patty girl. See, Patty's doing quilting. Thank you, Patty.
Quilt Meets World is Rob.
Huh? No, that's
Quilt.
That's
Quilt
Russ.
me, Russ. Oh, okay.
Hey,
I mix them up.
Russ, you don't want to go back to work, don't go back to work. Do you want to look? If you don't want to go back to work, put up the volume at all potency, and I will yell, and they'll kick you out. Give me the word, dude, and I'll do it. I'll do it. I will do it.
The
Okay,
crazy mama.
you know me. I'm feeling better, even though.
What did I tell you? You were an owl. Why were you an owl?
Why am I an owl? Giovanna told me this a little while ago, and I'm so proud. Giovanna calls me an owl. Somebody in the chat, tell me, why does Giovanna consider me an owl? Let's see if you all know. Come on, I'm going to throw the question at the chat. Why does Giovanna consider me an owl?
The word doesn't want to come to me this time.
Russ says, I wish they would kick me out for that. Oh, yeah, they wouldn't kick you out for me screaming. I'm sorry, sweetie. Okay, so what do you guys think Giovanna thinks I'm an owl? Come on. Give me a response. I want to see chat. Come on. Hi, lovebugs. Come on, tell me, why am I an owl? Tell me why I'm an owl. Come on.
Ooh.
Oh, very fun. Very funny. No, that's not it. Not a clue, Donnell. I'm shocked. I'm shooketh. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, Mitzi's a winner.
Oh, Mitzi got it.
Mitzi she thinks I'm wise. Y'all think I'm wise? I'm crazy. Nobody
wise. Why crazy doesn't mean you're not wise.
Exactly. I am crazy, but I'm also wise.
Mm.
I say
Yeah,
quietly.
owls is a symbol of good luck here as well.
Yeah, but she says I sit quietly. I sit quietly when I'm not on camera. I would love it if you guys.
She thinks when she's asleep.
No, really and truly, when I am not on this camera, and this is not a joke, when I am not on a camera, I am the quietest human being you'll ever meet. I don't speak at all. The kids will make me talk. If Milta's here and I have to ask her, I'll talk. But I live my life in this room. I will turn on my I'll listen to music or a book, and I am quiet for hours. Okay, hours. So I think that when I come on camera, I let it all out. That's all it is. It just comes out. That's what it has to be because it's funny. It's weird.
Danelle is brain dead today.
Huh?
Danelle says she's brain dead today.
You're brain dead because you wanted to stay on vacation mode. No, sorry.
Yeah.
You got a couple of years to go before you sleep.
So how did your day of how do you call it?
Memorial Day. Yeah.
Memorial Day.
My family this weekend, Milka and I took the weekend to do summer cleaning. We took out stuff to take to the thrift shop. We did deep cleaning. If you guys notice, there's a little bit more organization back here because I went through all my fabrics, put them back in a color coordinated order. I clean. The only thing I didn't touch were my fat quarters. That's my next project, but that's what we did this weekend. We didn't even barbecue because it was raining and icky. Mitzi says, my mother always said, be a wise old owl, sit quietly and listen to everyone. No one will know that you are listening and you heal all and are wise. I used to be that when I worked. I would have an interview. Like I did a lot of investigations.
Yes, Patricia.
What did Patty say?
That I have my summer haircut.
Of course she does. Of course she does. It's summer.
Yep.
Another long weekend. Mason says hi. Hello, Mason, my buddy.
Mason.
That's my buddy. He's gonna make something. He's gonna tell me how much because I'm gonna buy 3 of them.
What is he gonna make?
It's a thing for guys to put their stuff at night, wallet and watches and stuff like that. It's really cool. Made out of wood. I want it, and he was looking at one, so I want him to make it and tell me the price so I can buy 3. My boys and my son-in-law. My next long weekend starts Friday. Michelle, you're still not off? Really? I thought Michelle was off already. So Giovanna, we've been talking, but you haven't started showing stuff. Show stuff. Come on.
Yeah, but we've been chatting.
Girl, if we let these women, they will chat all the hour and we won't get anything done.
So let me show this one. This is something I made long time back. It's a ring holder. When I was making jewelry, I made my own ring holder. I made a few of them. The other one broke. The pinky.
Yes, Michelle. I know it's a valet, but I forgot the word.
And the flowers, I made them out of Fimo. And then I drew things on it. This is one thing. And this is made out of plaster of Paris. And I used a glove. A
So
washing
that's
glove.
glove on it.
Yeah, I don't have the mold for it. I used the glove
That
to
is
make it. That's one thing I made years ago. Another thing I made, and this is, I told a story the other day about wasps and a castle. And this is a castle I made when I was teaching in school with the kids. It's all recycled.
Isn't
This
that?
is,
I love that. I'm in love with that totally. I think
and toilet paper rolls, paper mache, the windows, cardboard cereal box for the stairs. This is also cereal box.
ah,
Actually, this is from a pizza box, the
yeah.
bottom. And this is one of the things I used to teach kids with, speaking English to them, teaching them English. And
Jody wants to know if it's plaster. That's not plaster. That's macrame, right? Paper mache.
which one?
The
The
cap.
hand is the hand is plaster of Paris.
Oh, there you go.
The castle is paper mache, and how do you call it when you stick paper to things?
Paper mache.
No, paper mache is when you blend the paper and make it into a pulp, and you make it into a clay.
Well, you're talking to the wrong person because I have no
Anyway,
clue.
this is with glue and paper and things like that. It's all recycled stuff. The glue, no, but the paper, yes.
Y'all remember that Giovanna recycles everything. We all do. That's why we're here. We're recyclers.
Today I made a new charm.
Oh yeah, there's the charms.
The jellyfish.
Hi, Christina.
My jellyfish.
Look at the jellyfish. Now, she's
This
gonna
took the
tell you
beaches
what
out of
she
me.
made the jellyfish out of. Tell us what you made the jellyfish. I love that thing. It's so freaking cool.
Well, this bead you can recognize is the one I made with fabric, right?
Yeah.
This, then I have beads for the legs, some beads for the legs. These legs are made out of plastic bottle, blue colored plastic bottle, and also the cap of the jellyfish.
Isn't that? I just love the idea of using a bottle to make that, and it's so freaking cool.
I saw it done with Fimo. There was a lady on Facebook, she posted it, the jellyfish made with Fimo. And I said, well, that I can do it with plastic bottles.
Exactly.
So I cut up my plastic bottle and I made the legs and I made the cap and I stuck them together.
And there you go. And look how gorgeous that looks. Tell me that isn't
And
the
I,
thing ever.
and I'll be making two of them because I got two out of the bottle for
I
the
love.
legs.
I absolutely love it.
And
What
then I made,
else have you made?
I think on Sherry's live, you saw I made these charms. Just hold on, it's got stuck. I made these charms for
Oh,
Isabel's friend.
I love that. Look at that in black. Isn't that freaking? And if you look, the little charms have the letters on them. Okay.
It has the name of the girl. Her name is Padua. And from there, I didn't have a broken earring anymore, so I had to find a way to make the circle.
So what did you do?
And this is one that I made. Her name is Beatrice. It's my daughter's kind of like sister. It's got a little angel. And this is what stainless steel wire,
Look at
which
the
is very, very difficult to. And I made Isabel's one as well, the same, more or less. This is Isabel's one.
see how pretty? Oh no, that's just beyond gorgeous. Okay, I'm having trouble with this mother. See, this is why I don't like to sew when I'm online because I mess up.
And this is one I made without the angel, and I made it with copper wire, which I love. The
Okay,
green with copper wire is beautiful.
so the little topping that it has is like a flower.
Yeah, it is I got this from AliExpress years ago while I was making jewelry. It is a flower shape bead.
And you can tell it's really pretty.
Mm.
Really, really pretty.
And in everything I make, I put an elephant.
Of
If you
course.
can see, there's a little elephant there. So
And
that's what I've been up to in the past few days. This is another one which is blue and white.
oh,
This is Isabel's one.
the flower on the top makes it look so, I don't know, dainty is the word I want to use. It just looks
That
like,
flower, I've been making angels with this flower and the wings for so long.
okay, I am having a meltdown, people. Don't pay attention to the lady in the green shirt. Because
Why?
because she sewed it on wrong and now she needs to use da da da. Because see,
Jack Ripper
I get distracted. That's why I don't sew
and
while
and
I'm
and, and that.
because I mess it up.
Anyway, that's what I've been making all the past few months.
It takes a time. How long does it take you to make just one?
Well, the one of Isabel and Beatrice, it took me a morning each.
So
I,
it's
s- I sit there in
so
front of the
slow, but
television. I sit there in front of the television and I start, and my hands hurt so bad. But
right.
I wanted to finish them, and I have to make another three. So
Okay, I'm gonna get back into the chat. A lot of people are showing up,
mm,
and Christina says the
hi,
jellyfish,
Joe.
and then Mama J,
Vintage
howdy, howdy, howdy. Thanks, Mama J, for coming back.
Mama Joe.
And there's Joe VJ. VJ, hi VJ. VJ's here. Okay,
Hmm.
go Missy. I love you.
Thank
And
you, Joy.
let's see what else down here. It is. Is it heavy? Is the earring heavy? Jordy wants to know.
I don't make them into earrings because they are too heavy for earrings. If if I would do this one, this is very light
That would look cute.
without any beads. I could put an earring hook at the top here and it would be a perfect earring.
That would look cute as an earring. It really would.
Yeah. And this is very light. This would be very light as an earring because at the end of the day, it's just a little bit of plastic, a water bottle plastic, and some beads.
I'm sorry, I had to fix something and it was driving me
And
crazy.
in this one, I used aluminium wire, which is very light.
Yeah,
Whereas the other ones, the charms, I put them with stainless steel wire so that they'll last longer.
stainless steel lasts longer than the copper.
Um, Copper it tarnishes for one. Stainless steel doesn't. But then some people like the tarnished copper.
It does look cool.
So yeah.
Tarnished copper does look cool. Okay, I did not screw it up that bad. Thank you, Lord.
So Patricia, you want an angel for your wall? That means you need it big, not small.
Okay, Jody says you're talented, and that Emma says they're beautiful. There you go. Yes, Christina. She's very, 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 very prolific and talented crafter. There's nothing she can't make. We have a lot of very talented people here.
Yeah.
Tina, have a good day, baby girl. Have a good
The one thing I do is I find the idea of somebody and I transform it into my way of thinking.
That's the way it should be. We should all.
I never do something exactly the same as another person.
And you know
I can.
that's why I don't like quilt kits. Quilt kits, the fabric is chosen for me. It's already cut, and it's like it stifles for me. It stifles my creativity, even though I am going to be working on a quilt that was gifted to me because it was a gift, so I'm going to work on it. But I choose not to do kits or those block of the month things that they send out. It's not my jam. Let's put it that way. It's not something I enjoy doing. I enjoy doing this because, like, these blocks,
Michelle,
yeah, but I put my take on it. See, this is my first little block. Look how cute it came out, so pretty, even with the mess I made. There, Michelle says, and she wears a copper bracelet to help her back.
yeah, I want to show us something that I made out of copper that is tarnished. Copper, you know the way to clean copper?
How?
The best way to clean copper that you don't need any chemicals or anything? Lemon, salt, that's it.
Lemon and
And
salt.
water.
That's cool.
Lemon and salt. You just squeeze a lemon, put salt in it, and then you put it in with some water and you put it in. This is a bracelet that I'm now, how can I show it to you? Let me open it.
Show.
It doesn't want to open.
No, it says no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, no, I don't want to open.
No, I don't want to. No.
So this is a bracelet I made. It's very
Oh, look
difficult to
how
say.
pretty.
And it's written, let
Oh,
me
I
get it.
love that. Look how sweet.
It's written believe.
How could you get the letters to be uniform? Oh my God, that's freaking awesome, woman.
That's practice. A lot of practice.
Yeah, because I would assume that's not going to be easy to do.
I started watching when I started watching YouTube, there was this guy that did wire wrapping, and he did letters and things like that. He showed you how to do them, and it came so naturally for me to do them. Yeah.
Wow. It's just beautiful, Giovanna. It's really,
And
really
this is
good.
and then I put the
See that?
flowers as a closure.
But you make them uniform. I mean, I've seen wire work that is all over the place, so
Mm.
it looks messy.
For one, you have to know how to write cursive.
Yeah, that's what
For
I mean.
one.
You do awesome work, woman. That is gorgeous.
And then I did another one in stainless steel wire, which is really difficult.
Because it's pliable.
No, because it's not pliable. This copper is pliable. Copper is quite soft. You
Hi,
get the
Charlotte.
crafting copper. Hi, quilting frog.
That's
Hi,
Christy.
Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte there. Jean said, "Wow," and
There,
Christina said, "Amazing."
I've made and I have sold a lot of bracelets and things like that with copper wire. And I get copper from the hardware store. I don't get it from fancy
No,
shops.
because they're selling you the same thing at triple sometimes the price.
And also I keep all wiring that I have and I strip them and I get the copper from there
There you go.
and as well. But it's a very thin copper, but then you wrap them around, you twist them and they become one strand and they come thicker.
Let
and
me
you
show
put
a
them
little
together.
I got. When you're putting little what do they call this? Half squares on a square. What I do that makes it come out perfect is I will do the fold and I crease it so that I know where I'm gonna put the next piece.
Yeah,
I
I do that too
yeah, and
to
I
get
crease.
center.
Yeah, I put it in the crease and I put a little pin so it won't move.
And another thing you have to look is the point of the triangle. It
Mhm.
has to be to the center of the bottom part
Yeah, but if you fold
of the
it,
square.
if you do your fold on your
Yes.
square, your half square, it's always going to come exactly where it needs to go. Because when I started doing this I learned how to do before I knew what this was. Before I
Yeah.
knew what a half square triangle was. Before I knew what a square and a square was. And I started just piecing what I saw and what I'd learned. I learned that little trick. And then years later, I saw what it
The
actually is. And it always
the
comes,
bracelet.
huh?
Quilting Frog says I would be afraid to wear the bracelet because I would mess it up. It's pretty sturdy because one thing I've done with this, I've hammered this wire.
What is
And
that?
when you hammer wire, it becomes stronger. It becomes I don't know, it compacts the metal together and it becomes stronger. So this is pretty, I can even pull on it. It won't move.
So there's nothing you put on it. It's just the way you make it that makes it sturdy.
Yeah, you hammer it. You hammer the wire to make it sturdy because this was round wire. Now it's flat.
And there you go. See?
I've got
You're
an anvil. I've got all the. I've been making rings as well. I've got the ring gauge and
rings are I see rings and I love them, all of them. They're
yeah.
so okay. Ta-da! Number two done, and it's perfect. And okay, I'm happy.
I
You know,
see.
because I'm not
Patricia,
screwing
you wouldn't love to be in my head. My head is a mess.
up. I can, but she's extremely talented because it's like when we're creative, we are all creatives. That's what we're doing here. That's why we
Yeah.
want. We are all
It's just that some people are creative in one thing only. I tend to move from one art to the next, to the
creative.
next.
She's all over the place. That's why her head's a mess. So don't
Yeah,
blame.
that's why it's big as well.
Joanna's
Yeah.
here with Joe. How you doing, kid?
Hi, Joanna.
That's another one that's creative as all heck.
Oh, yes.
Joanna's
And
super
also,
creative.
we have the same name.
Exactly.
Vintage Joe, Joanna, and myself, we have the same name. So
And all
you,
three of you are crazy creative people.
you
Because
can't go wrong with that. Because I may have my name in the Italian version, but it is Joanna for
you're
the
like
English.
all the Joannas.
Mm, yep.
Joanna, your life didn't go crazy because you are crazy. So it just got a little wonky, but not crazy. Because, use your words wisely. You are a basket case because Joanna's a basket. Let's admit it, people. Joanna's a basket case, but we love her. We can't help
Yeah,
it.
she's a cute person. I like her.
She's nuts, is what she is. That
Mm.
woman is crazy.
Who isn't?
Yes, that's why we're all here.
Exactly.
That is why we are in the crazy house.
We're all in the same
The same boat. We're
yep.
all. See, this is the thing when
So
you.
what are
I
you guys doing?
Yeah. Tell us what you're
Now,
up.
I don't know if any of you were on Sherry's live that you heard what I said, but I presume so because my voice is going.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys know me. I'm Italian from Kenya, which is a strange thing to say.
Very strange.
Yeah. I had a father that was an artist. My mother was very creative as well. She only did 2 years of schooling, and she could calculate. She could do maths really well. She was crazy intelligent. She could speak 5 languages.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 damn.
As you were saying, English is not easy to learn for a person who speaks Latin language.
And you know, the
But
funny people don't get it. It's not easy. English is not an easy language to learn as a second language. It's not.
no, it isn't. That's why I taught my kids from the time they were born. Even though when they went to school, the very the first 12 years, they didn't want to speak English at all. They learned a bit in school, and while I was teaching English to the kids, they were with us. But then I spoke to them, their very first years, I spoke to them exclusively in English, whereas the father spoke to them in Italian.
Yeah.
So that they could become bilingual. In fact, Isabel is considered a mother tongue English person.
Yeah. My mother tongue is
And
my mother tongue is English, but I learned Spanish. So
yeah,
Spanish is my second language. Even though
I learned Swahili as a second language. Actually, it was one like a mother tongue for me as well.
and that's the thing. Language, when my kids were small, I was living in Puerto Rico. I raised my children on the island. And my language has always been, my mother language is English. So when you live in a country that is another language where you learned it, I always tried to listen to things in English. So when cable really started moving along, I got cable. Girl, you know I got cable. So my kids grew up listening to programming in English, and that's how they became bilingual. I would talk to
Yeah.
them, the TV was in English. So all 3 of them are fully bilingual. All 3. My
Hmm.
sister was an English teacher whose first language was English, got so absorbed into Spanish that she forgot her English, literally forgot her English. And her kids, none of her kids speak English. None of them. And she's forgotten.
Charlotte, Swahili is one of the easiest languages to learn. It's got very little grammar.
There you go.
It's a language which is half Arabic and half Bantu.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's spoken in the whole of East Africa and Somalia, and also in Malawi, they speak a language which is similar. In fact, when I was there, I could understand them. I can't speak it at the moment because it's been over 26 years. It's 25 years that I haven't been back to Kenya, and I haven't heard, you lose a language if you don't use it. So I understand it when they talk to me in Swahili, but I cannot, the words will come eventually. If I go there in 2 weeks, I can speak it.
Oh, yeah.
My mother used to speak French.
Oh, I love French. My favorite language.
She used to speak French to my stepfather, and they didn't teach it to us because it was their private language. It was their secret language.
The language they use to talk about you guys. Me and I
Yeah,
do that here. We do that to the kids, to her husband. When we want to say something to each other that we don't want anybody else to understand, we say it in Spanish. Oh, that's so fun.
yeah. So Swahili, I've in traveling the world when I was 17 and 18, I found that the more languages you can speak, like speaking Swahili, which is half Arab and half English, half Arab and half Bantu. English, which is what my father used to call, my stepfather, he used to call it a pro language. It got it from everyone.
Wow.
I don't want to say the actual word because I can get you banned on
Oh,
YouTube.
no. Christina says English is very hard for second language. I taught it to my 3rd graders. English is very confusing and has rules, but lots of exceptions. Exactly. So hard for my kids. And then Mitzi says in Lebanon, children are sent to school at age 3. they immediately start a second language, either French or English.
Here
But
in Italy as well.
yeah, and in Puerto Rico, you started first grade. And then
Well, we
Mitzi,
start.
yeah, Joe said early this morning, my sister's dog somehow got a hold of a brand new 2-pound bag of polyfill and made it snow. Yes. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Oh,
As,
funny.
as I was saying,
Hi, Mitz.
learning a Latin language, an English, an Anglo-Saxon language, or and an Arab and African language, you can understand people from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand. I was doing a translator for here in Italy for bikers. They would have a biking, how do you call it, reunion from
Yeah.
all over Europe, and I would do the translator for them. And there was this guy that he was from Holland, and I could understand him speaking Dutch.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
because
cool.
it's very similar. It's similar to English, and it's got some. I don't know. I go by languages logically. I put two and two together, and I get what the sentence means. But I don't learn. I can't learn. I'm very bad at spellings. I'm
Uh,
dyslexic, so I'm very bad at spellings.
Joanna saved 80% of the polyfill.
Yeah, but she
Donnell's
has to
talking
keep it
about
away from
Lunabelle.
the dogs.
Yeah, Donnell's talking about Lunabelle. What did Lunabelle do now? She says keeps deciding she is over being trapped with her brother and sister, so lets herself out of the playpen. Funny part is the other two do not have not figured out how to do it yet because Lunabelle's crazy. Because
Yeah, she's crazy like Donnell.
exact. Thank you. Exactly. They take after the owner. Ha ha
Yeah,
ha. Hi,
they take
Rowena.
after them.
Hi,
Hi,
Rowena.
Rowena.
You're not late. Grayson went to school. Oh, tell Grayson I say hi. Grayson's my buddy. Grayson's my buddy. He is my buddy. He's my
Anyway,
pal.
that was my 2 cents about languages. The
We
more
were,
you learn them, the more you learn.
yeah.
It's easier for you to learn other languages.
Well, we were talking about languages because I was telling her about my ex who loved English but never could learn it because he was tone deaf.
Yeah,
He was completely tone deaf, and apparently, tone deaf people cannot learn a language because they can't hear the tones. So that'll give you an explanation.
yeah.
Joe,
The
we are here. Hey, I'm almost done with all four corners. Yippee ki yay! I'm happy because I really don't do well sewing while I'm talking. I just don't. But Giovanna is a very wise person, and she helps me because she'll talk, and all I'm doing
yeah,
is
I'm talking and losing my voice as well.
I'm sitting here just sewing and reading the chat, looking
Mm.
at that chat. She
But
just
if you don't talk to me, I can't. I've lost everything. God.
woman, you're doing perfectly fine.
Oh,
I don't believe it, but really and truly, when I'm here alone, I just don't talk. I don't have anybody to talk to. Mista and I sometimes are out there in the living room. We'll be watching TV hours on end. We don't speak. We don't say anything. We'll just be doing what we need to do.
oh, you should see. You should hear Isabel. She talk your ears off.
Well, Mista used to do that when she was little. Yesterday, we were in the car, and I was reminding her of when she was little. When she was little, we'd be in the car, and every single signpost she would read, every single stop sign, everything that had words, she would read. She wouldn't shut up. And when she didn't shut up reading the side, she would sing. So there was constantly noise in the car. Now we have Mimi, and Mimi does the
Well,
same
she
thing.
took after her mom, right?
Yeah, not
You most probably were like that as well. when you were younger?
My mom
No.
said, no, my mom said I should have been a hermit. My mom said you would be happy living in a cave all by yourself. And she was right. I was a bookworm. When I wasn't doing anything, if I was in a car, my head was in a book. If I was doing dishes, my head was in a book. I'd be watching TV, reading. That was me. So I was always reading. So I was never talking. Always reading, always reading, always reading. I became a talker when I really got into HR because I had to. Because you have to talk to your employees and all that stuff. But never, I was never a talker, ever. That's why I got into accounting initially. Because an accountant doesn't talk.
Ava, who wins in the staff meeting?
When I'm by myself, I have staff meetings all the time. But Mason and you, Eva, are in the staff meetings. Because I've seen you two together. Yeah.
Yeah, they talk together.
Yes. They're always together. Donnell, that's awesome. Smart puppy. Yeah, the puppy. Good. No potty around the house. Mm-hmm. Christina says, Donnell, when my puppy was little, she figured out how to move her crate across the room while she was inside. She was only 9 pounds full grown. Oh boy. Oh boy. That sounds like fun. No, no puppies doing. That's why I can't have cats. I cannot have cats. I had cats. I'm not allergic to cats, but I've seen cats do crazy things. And no, my granddaughter had 2 cats. And when they moved into the new house, the new cat learned how to get into the ceiling tiles, and she knocked them out of the ceiling. She literally broke a whole half of the ceiling of the downstairs. My son got so mad, took the cat, put it in the car, took it to the pound. That no, 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 no cats
No,
here.
I've never had that problem with cats. I've never.
I know, but
My
there are.
cats have always been. You have to play with cats. When you have a cat, you have to
That's
play
what
with it.
I am not a person to play with cats. For me, cats were okay as long as they were close to me, but not on me. I can't have things on me. I don't know why. Even dogs. I wanted a dog so I could have them in my room and I could, a companion, but I can't. Then cats, they're not companions. Cats are very them. You have to pay attention to them. They demand your attention. They demand time. And I don't have
They
time.
are the owners of the house.
Exactly. And no, I have a crazy girl here who's the owner of the house, and that's enough. She's nuts. Yeah, she is.
I
She is
have two.
time.
I have Noise and I have Lily, and they are the owners of the. They tell me when they want to go to bed. Last night they were making me go crazy.
Yep. See, that's what I mean. I can't. I
No,
mm,
it's not that they were doing anything wrong. It's just they come and sit there and they look at you and they wait and
yeah.
then they meow.
Pay attention to me. Hello, I'm here. They're very
Yeah,
yes. That's them. I always feel.
I'm ready to go to bed. Where is my treat?
What are you waiting for? Take care of me now. I'm here. Yes, that's a cat. No, I
Yeah.
can't. Never had that problem with kitties. I had.
Whereas
We have
dogs think we are the.
no, dogs are whatever you want them to be. They'll be. If you know
Mm,
how to train a dog appropriately,
so,
I mean any animal, but dogs are the bigger they are, the more baby they are. The smaller they are, the more bratty they are. I've noticed that. We had a Great Dane, and she was oh god, she was a slut actually. Our Great Dane was a slut. Um, and my son had boxers. I mean, we've had dogs and cats of all kinds. I had the only cat I ever truly, truly loved. They hurt her, and I cried over her. Never wanted another one. That was Mambo Me. But yeah, no, I can't. I can't deal with cats. I can't deal with no. I'm the only
I
animal
love.
I can deal with.
I tamed a wildcat. Yeah,
You
I
did.
tamed in Kenya. There was a wildcat outside our house, roaming the garden, and
Wow.
I started giving it food. It wasn't a big cat; it was a small cat, and in the end, he would sleep in the bed with me under the blankets.
Okay.
Yeah,
That sounds like fun.
yeah, it was fun. I loved it. I also had the chicken.
Oh, chickens. If I see,
Yeah, I had the chicken. I had the egg. I kept the egg with me here in between the boobs.
so you raised, you
Yeah, I
birthed
raised.
a chicken. You birthed a chicken. Okay, she birthed a
Yeah,
chicken.
that's why I was telling you, you're not going to touch that chicken.
There you go. Donnell says, we are the cat's loyal servants and must wait on them hand and foot. God forbid if we are late on mealtime. Yes, exactly. If you have a
Exactly. Yeah.
yes, you're a cat, you're their servant. They do not serve you, you serve them.
Instead, the dogs look at us as gods.
Yes, yes. Dogs.
That's the difference.
Can have one, and it pisses me off because I love dogs. I've always loved. I don't love Duke. Duke is a jackass, but Bob,
Read what Rowena said.
now, even if I can't play with them, Bob is obedient. Bob knows me. Bob knows my moods. All I have to do is go in the kitchen. If I'm in a bad mood, he will lie down, put his head on his paws, and look at me because he knows I'm not going to get yelled at. Duke is a jackass, so I don't like Duke. But Bob is mine. He's still mine, even though I can't have him. He's still my dog. He's still my dog. Poor dog. But it is what it
Yeah,
is.
because you're allergic to them, right?
I love dogs because dogs are faithful, dogs are loyal, dogs are protective. Even though cats can be protective too. If a cat is raised
Cats are very protective because I've noticed Lily, if I'm crying, she comes to me.
to comfort you, yeah.
Yeah,
That
always.
if they love
I,
their owners,
I don't cry. I don't cry for sadness. I cry for films.
uh,
She comes.
when I was a little kid, I had a little cat. I had a cat and I had a little the bearded ones. What are they? The ones that have like a beard, the dogs. A Scottish Terrier. I had a Scottish Terrier and I had a little cat. And anytime I would get emotional, each I would have one on each shoulder, cuddle me. Because we've always had animals. That's why it frustrated me so much finding out about this severe allergy now. But when I was a kid, we always had animals of all types, turtles, goldfish. We didn't have birds. The only thing we never had. But we had turtles, we had goldfish, we had dogs, we had gerbils, we had hamsters. We had, oh my God, what didn't we have? We had baby
My
chickens.
my stepfather, my stepfather's mother had those giant turtles. Yeah, in the Seychelles, she had these. They had caught them. They caught them that they were tiny like this when they found them,
Well,
and they became. I used to ride on them. I was 9 years old. I was riding on them.
Eric had two turtles. There were three. There used to be three for his first kids when he because Eric that's his second wife. When in his first marriage, he had a turtle for each child. When he got divorced, he brought his turtles. So we've had them ever since. And one of them died. But right now, they're in the tub in the bathroom. They're always there. Big, enormous
They're water turtles. Are they water turtles?
yeah, water turtles.
No, we had the toy tortoise,
What
the land ones.
the snapping ones are the scary ones. Here,
No,
oh, the
they're
snapping
not snappy ones.
I've seen them snap a finger. Uh, Here in the yard, we have raccoons, we have bunnies, because we do have bunnies. We have a deer that comes and goes once in a blue moon. We have the bunnies, which I adore the bunnies. When the bunnies come, I will sit here in my window, just look and watch them play. I love watching the bunnies playing. We have the chickens now from the back that have taken over our yard. We have what else?
And you mustn't touch them, right, Joe?
Going to. I said it to them. If I catch one of these, I am eating it. Simple as that. It's mine. It's in my yard.
But put it in the
Don't
store.
argue with me, Giovanna. I will eat it. That's all that's going to happen. We're not having this disagreement again. It's in my yard. It's mine. I'm eating it. Simple as that. There you go. And Michelle wants a skunk. Michelle, you know what they smell like.
Yeah,
You
but
don't.
they do take away they get them unskunked.
Oh,
The
what?
the gland, the skunk,
Oh, the
the
skunk.
stink gland.
Yeah.
They have they can get them taken away.
Potbelly pig. No, I've never had a pig as a pet, but my
No,
neighbor
never.
and my grandpa's neighbor had a hog, not a pig. The difference between a pig and a hog is size. And
Yeah, they're bigger.
yeah, there was a hog.
And
That
they've
was
got
a big ass.
the
Yeah. We've had cows as neighbors. We have cows here as neighbors. Horses. I love horses. Fell off a horse because of my uncle once, but I love horses.
do you know that the Italians eat horses?
I know there are some countries that do eat horses. Other countries
Yeah.
eat dogs. It all depends on the
They
culture.
also eat donkeys.
Yeah. I don't never understood why people go, ew. Every culture, every country has their customs and the things that they do. Because you don't understand it or you don't do it doesn't mean it's wrong. If you don't live in that culture, you don't understand it.
The problem, my problem with the people who eat certain animals is the way they keep them.
Yeah, of course. How you keep any animal. Yeah.
Yeah. If they're kept with dignity and they're bred for that reason,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
But
Because
I don't
I
touch the bunnies. I don't touch the bunnies. I look at them. I don't touch them. I don't go out and
mm,
touch bunnies.
because if you look at a cow in the eyes, you'll never eat meat again.
I have looked cows in the eyes. I have petted them. They've walked right by me. I don't care. They taste good. I don't get I.
Atta-
I say me. I look at it this way. That is a food source. They are great. Some of them can be pets, goats, sheep, sure. But I'm hungry. It's there. Nothing. I'm eating it. I've eaten rabbit. I adore rabbits. I think rabbits are the cutest thing ever, but I've eaten rabbit. I
I
love
don't like the rabbit meat. I don't like it.
I love rabbit meat. I will eat. It's just only one thing I will never touch is turtle meat. And I've heard it's a delicacy and everything you want to say about it.
My
Great.
mom ate it as
Yeah.
well.
But I personally, I'm not saying you don't eat it. I'm saying I won't eat it. That's what I say. I've eaten buffalo meat. I will try something, but I will not eat turtle. The only thing I will not eat. Ferrets, they
Turtle, because they're becoming extinct. So
yeah.
it's and they are wild animals. So I don't I disagree with killing wild animals. Animals that are raised for meat is one thing. Killing animals that are going extinct is another.
Oh yeah, but that's killing just for the hell of killing. Again, if you're breeding them
No,
for a food source, it's a food source. But if not, leave it alone. But
in Kenya
the
they do.
neighbors' chickens count as a food source because they're invading my yard. Okay, you can try to justify it, Giovanna. They're in my yard. Okay, I'm gonna eat it if I want to. It's that simple. Yeah, I know what you're doing. See, I know what you're doing. It ain't gonna happen. No, no, you want me to agree with you, so I won't eat the chickens. No, ain't gonna
Oh my
happen. Look
goodness.
at Joanna. She said, quit horsing around. Yes, look, I have gone to different countries. I haven't gone all over the world, but I've gone to different countries. I've been in Chile. I've been in Mexico. I've been in the islands. You see different cultures at work. I respect every culture. That is your culture. I respect it. And I'm not
I
if no, I really dislike it intensely when a person is looking at someone's culture and goes, "Ew."
that I don't like either. Yeah.
Oh, oh, because they don't think people from other countries look at our customs and say the same thing. Every culture is different. Every
You
culture,
have to respect. Like people eat cockroach. Not yeah, they do eat cockroaches and they eat
yes, they do.
grasshoppers. I
Cockroaches,
would not.
grasshoppers, beetles, what other? Worms. My mom, I will never forget it. I was 9 years old.
There is a delicacy here in Italy. It's called cave cheese.
Uh-huh.
They call it cave cheese, but it's cheese that's put in a cave and it gets full of worms.
And then
Those worms eat the milk and they taste like the cheese. It's I'll never eat that, but I can respect the people who do it.
because that they love it. That's fine. They eat it.
It's their culture. It's fine, but I will never eat it.
Alex, we're praying for you, girl. Alex says she's not doing too well. She's dealing with the fatigue from her MS. She's tired of all the new MS stuff she's having, and this is the worst she's been in a while. But she keeps on going. We've got you, girl. We got you covered in prayer. You know, we pray for you every day. So
Alex is living in the living and crafting.
she has MS, multiple sclerosis. She suffers from
Oh,
that. Yeah, and we're praying for you, girl. Okay.
yeah.
Uh, okay. So yeah, that's what I mean. Look, there are things that some people like. I remember when we got to Puerto Rico, they made us goat stew, and
Yeah,
we were
I'll eat goat.
yeah, but we didn't know what that was. I mean, remember, we were kids that were raised in Connecticut. We ate American food. That's all we ate. So when we
Oh,
get
I hate it when kids say yuck.
well, see, the funny thing is, mommy didn't tell us what it was. It was stew. So we sat down with white rice and the stew, and I'm loving every second of it. All of us, we all ate it. When everybody finished eating, and mommy asks each one of us, "Did you like it?" "Yeah, mom, it was delicious." "Oh, mom, this was great." "Oh, mom, it's fantastic." My little sister Donna, I love you, Donna. Donna goes, I enjoyed it, mom. It was so tasty. It was so soft and good. Mommy looks at my sister Donna and she goes, "You just ate goat meat." She vomited it all up because she knew it was goat, not because of the flavor, because she ate it all. But
Yeah.
by knowing it was goat, she puked it up. Not me. Girl, I make it and I make amazing goat stew. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Just saying.
No, in Kenya we eat goat.
Delicious.
And there's I don't know in Scotland they have what's that sausage type that they call?
Um, where
I
is
can't-
Zaza lately?
yeah, she isn't here today.
Uh,
Um,
see, there.
anyway,
Yeah, I know what it is. Haggis, haggis. Is it?
haggis.
See?
Okay. In Kenya they make a certain similar. It's with the in parts of the internal organs of the animal,
Yeah,
some of the meat of the animal in the stomach, which is obviously cleaned out,
yeah.
clean, and they
Pretty
put
high.
blood.
Yeah.
And they put blood and they cook it on the fire, and it is so delicious.
We eat blood sausage, which is made out of pig's blood. I adore it. But there's one
Here
thing.
in Italy, it's banned. You
Yeah.
can't eat blood anymore.
In Puerto Rico, they make something out of the intestines and the stomach, and it's called cuajito. And they cook it, they flavor it, and they cut it up into pieces, put it in cups. You find it when you go drinking. When you go out drinking, you can have a cup of it. I never liked it, but my kids love it. They would go with their dad when he would go pub hopping, and they would eat it with their dad. I never enjoyed it, but they did. And it's made out of the intestines and the stomach. It's like people. Every
Yeah,
culture has their customs. Let them enjoy their custom. You don't have to eat it if you don't want to, but you don't have to make bad remarks either. It's
you.
not.
I don't know if you guys have seen the Maasai people. They're very tall people.
I love
The
spam, Joy.
Maasai.
I love spam. I don't care what people say about spam. I love spam.
I've never tasted span.
Oh, I love spam is just a mixture of different meats all mushed up, but I love spam. And in Puerto Rico, we make it with rice. We cut it up into pieces, put it in rice, or we stew it, which is amazing. Or we mush it up in a blender. Now, this is fun. Cheese whiz, cream cheese, spam, and pimento. Okay. And we put it in a blender and make
And
a
what?
paste and put it on bread. And it is so good.
What was the last ingredient you said?
Pimento. Pimentos, red peppers,
Ah,
peppers, we call them pimentos. We would put them all in a blender, mush them up. You make a paste. You spread it on bread. They call it sandwichito. Oh, there's not a party in Puerto Rico that you go to that doesn't have it. And everybody does their little differences and little different things on it. But yes,
mhm.
I love spam. And you can criticize me all you want. I love spam. I love it. I just cut it.
Everybody has their own taste.
Yeah, I take it out of the can, cut it
I
up into
eat
thin slices, and
anything.
eat
I
it with
eat
crackers.
anything so long. I'll eat anything so long as it's not gooey.
What's a
I
must?
don't like I
Polish.
don't like slimy food.
What is kiska? What is Polish kiska? I like Polish sausage. No, no, no jalapenos. I'm sorry, I do not do the spice. No jalapenos.
I
No.
love chili. I love it.
See, you understand. Spam is a spam used to be poor people food. Not anymore because now it's expensive as hell. But spam, Vienna sausages, corned beef in a can, hash, that's poor people food. When you're poor, my mom, when things were bad, you would take a can of spam, you could either fry it, put it in the rice or stew it, and put it with rice and an egg, and that was dinner. And we loved it. Absolutely love it. Me, I like it right out of the can. Put it on a saltine. That's my snack. I've had that for lunch. I will eat a whole can of spam with the crackers, and that's lunch.
Mm.
It's something that we do. It's a cultural thing. Pimento cheese. Oh, I love
Yeah,
pimento.
yeah. Unfortunately, in Italy, after the mad cow disease, they banned all. You can't. We used to make a blood cake here, but they now it's got only chocolate in it. It's they don't put blood in it anymore.
Kiska is.
They
Oh, that's interesting. Jody says she likes and makes stuffed sheep stomach in yogurt sauce. Arabic food. I've never heard of that. That's
yeah.
interesting. Spam is big in Hawaii. Yes, it is. Again, it's poor people food. When you're poor, you eat whatever you can get your hands on.
Oh, tell my kids lived on hot dogs.
God,
You
yeah.
know the small hot dogs for years because I didn't have money to buy beef
Thank you.
and to be able to give them
Food.
protein.
Yes.
Protein. I would get those that are still cheap today. I know there's junk in it because it's all the bits and pieces of minced together, but it's protein
Look,
and it
look.
tastes good.
When people talk healthy food, if I were rich, I would eat healthy food. I'm not rich, but I'll put it to you this
Mhm.
way: as you grow up, like I played with mud. I ate mud. I would make mud cakes. This is not a lie.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I would make mud cakes and I would eat them. I
Inside them, there's no disease. Remember that.
I rarely get that kind of sick. My sicknesses have to do with my bones and my structure, and I've always had that. But other kind of illnesses, no. Okay, it's like, oh my God, it drives me insane. Oh, that's unhealthy. That's got this. That's got that. Look, if we could live the way we're supposed to, that would be great. But we can't. Oh, now the whole thing is don't drink raw milk. What the hell did they drink in the past? There was no pasteurization or homogenization. They
Yeah.
would milk
Okay.
the
But
cow and drink
there,
it.
yes. But Debbie, the society, the way they raise the cows uh, tend to get diseases, and that goes into the milk.
Here where I live, you'll see the cows in the pasture. These are not
Yeah,
facilities.
that's okay. That's one thing, but it depends if you get these big cooperatives that make have tons of cows and
Hey,
they're all in dirt.
no, I'm talking small little farms like here.
Yeah,
There's a house down the road that literally the house is on a hill. They have like 7 cows. That's theirs. They have 7 cows. And you see those cows on that steep hill. I love it. Every time I go by. They don't fall. But I would love to get milk from those cows.
you
Chicken.
going up?
Oh, of course. Here, that lady, the chickens that they have, Mita thought she saw an egg. If they start laying eggs, those eggs are mine.
If they
But
lay in your land, yes. If they lay it in your land,
if
yes.
it's in my land, hell yeah, they're my eggs and the chickens mine. But I'm gonna eat because in Puerto
And
Rico,
you know what you have to do? Keep
what?
a fake egg,
That's
so
right.
that they will lay there.
That's right. Ooh, it's been years. Girl, in Puerto Rico, my neighbors, all where I lived in the country, everybody had chickens and stuff, and they were always in our yard. And under my house, God, my neighbor knew that her chickens were laying under my house. And what we do is we would share the eggs. She'd come, get the eggs, she'd give me half, and she'd take the other half. I always had fresh eggs. Always. I
Yeah,
love
that's right.
And
Because they're on your land. You can always say no, they're mine.
yeah, but no, what she was my neighbor. Here, the lady used to live in front before in her farm. She would bring me, oh God, they were so good. She would bring me eggs and she would bring me three of those 18, the case that does the 18 eggs. She would bring me
Yeah.
three little floors of them and I'd have them. Those yolks were the most orange yolks, the most delicious yolks you've ever
Tell
had.
me something. Tell me something. I know that in the United States, you guys wash your eggs.
They do. I don't wash eggs. Why would I wash an egg?
No, in the store-bought ones. I'm
Oh
talking about
yeah, teach them.
those. That is the worst thing that they can ever do to eggs.
Of course.
It,
That's why I don't
it
buy
takes
them.
it takes it takes away their natural coating that saves them from
That's why
diseases.
I love the other egg. That lady, when she would bring me eggs, the eggs that come in the store now, the white part is water. You know when it has water in the clara, that's the way I learned it.
In the yolk.
And no, not in the
No,
yolk,
in the whites.
the egg whites. A farmer told me where when I used to live in Puerto Rico, he told me you always know when eggs have been injected with water when you put them to fry. If when you put them to fry, they start spattering all over the place, they have water in the egg white. So
Why
never
do they put water in them?
to maximize it. They just
To
ruin it.
weigh more.
Yeah, they just ruin.
So
Look at
Joanna's asking you if you found the pattern.
Jean says we have a restaurant in town that serves turkey testicles at Thanksgiving, and they're always busy. It's hard to get a good seat. There you go. Turkey testicles. I'd like to see what a turkey testicle looks like.
It must be minute.
Very tiny. Yes.
Joe wants to know if you found your pattern that you were looking for.
What pattern? Oh, okay. Joe, I saw the pattern and I was going to buy it, but I'm going to show you what I bought instead because I love that pattern. It was so pretty, and I might buy it because it's a really nice pattern. But then I started looking around and I found this one.
Oh,
That's the Puerto Rican flag, and it's made with jelly roll strips.
yeah, that looks
Super, super easy to make. So I found this one. It's really nice. So I'm going to, because it's all for Mirta's quilt. It's for her throw and her quilt. But I still am going to buy the one you showed me. Thank you for finding it because when I saw that pattern, I went crazy. That pattern was gorgeous.
that star one.
The star one, yes. That pattern is beautiful.
That's beautiful.
And it's very easy to make. It's all half square triangles,
Square triangles. I was looking at it.
and tones because the darker parts were gray, the other parts were blue. There were different tones of white that makes the shadow effect. It's a really easy pattern to make. So I am going to get it, but I love that pattern as soon as I saw it. And then Joanna, what can Joanna find online? There is nothing Joanna can't find. Joanna and Michelle,
Yeah, she finds everything.
they find everything.
She's the magician of online. And Mona.
Yes.
And
Good.
Mona as well.
Do you find a difference in a cake when you use fresh eggs versus store bought? Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh, yes.
It's automatic. I don't know why the flavor
The
changes,
taste is different.
and it's fluffier. It's not as, how do I say this? It's not that it's fluffier. Yes, it is fluffier, but it's like it's moist and fluffy, not airy and fluffy. Because there are cakes, it depends on the ingredients, that when you make them, they'll be fluffy, but fluffy so that when you hit into it, it'll just fall apart. When it's
Mhm.
fluffy and moist, it stays together. So as you cut it, it doesn't come apart when you cut it. So,
Mm.
and that the difference can make it with the eggs and the milk. The whole difference is eggs and milk.
Yeah.
Right?
Another thing with eggs, the fresh eggs, good eggs, is the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise when you make it
Yep.
at home.
Yep. That's so true.
I use the full egg. I don't separate the whites from the yolk. I
I
use the full egg.
when I have to make my coconut cake, I have to separate them because you have to whip the whites and then you mix it in.
I'm talking about mayonnaise. I'm
Oh,
talking about making
oh,
mayonnaise
I've
with
never
egg.
made. My son-in-law makes mayonnaise. I've never made mayonnaise.
I make it with the full egg, and it is delicious.
There you go.
I
See,
use maize oil. I don't use any other oil.
VJ says baking with fresh eggs are softer. Yes, it's just
Yes.
flavor profile, the texture, everything changes. It's just freaking awesome. The fresher,
Or even
I like living here because you can get everything fresh. Here where we live, I can get eggs fresh, I can get milk fresh. Although now they're banning people selling milk, they're just banning it because it's unprocessed, all that shit. But if you can find somebody who'll give you milk, you can get fresh milk, fresh eggs.
if you get fresh milk, you just have to boil it if you're scared that there's anything in it.
I no. I like the milk as soon as it comes out of the cow because that's how my grandpa gave it to me. Very
Mm.
first time I tasted fresh milk, literally,
But
he sat
but
there, milked it, and
if you have, I'm just saying, if you have a problem with the cow, you're not sure if it's safe to drink, you
yeah,
boil it and then you put it in the fridge.
exactly. No,
And so I don't see the problem.
oh, girl, I'm gonna stay quiet because I'm not getting into it. Starbucks are typically 3 to 4 weeks old when they are sold. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, because Joe brought me fresh eggs from her chickens. Oh, they were so good. Oh, when she made the French toast with those eggs and the challah.
But
Oh,
don't they put the date the eggs were laid on the carton?
I've never looked for that at all.
Here they put the date of that the eggs were laid
Freeze
on the
dried
on the
eggs.
carton.
Why would you buy freeze dried eggs, Eva? Freeze dried. That's what do they call that? I don't know. There's a name for that. Anyway, yes, I know about your fresh egg and the killer homemade challah bread. That's what I just said, Joanna. That I still dream about that French toast. She came and she made the most
Oh,
amazing
French toast with the fresh eggs.
with challah bread. Fresh challah bread that she had made, her chickens, the cinnamon, the Ceylon cinnamon that she bought, and the perfectly delicious vanilla. That is the best French toast I've had in my life. In my
Mm.
life, and I'm 67.
Joe, you have to
Oh,
prepare for her again.
it was so good. Oh my god. All right. It's already 12:10. So I am
Yeah,
going to close it. You know why it's 12:10? Because Giovanna didn't have to leave. That is why I
yeah.
didn't realize what time it was. Because Giovanna didn't have to say, I gotta go pick up Isabel. So
No,
I in the
oh,
now.
take her to school. Not pick her up.
Giovanna Sorella. Mia Sorella.
Sorella.
That's my sorella. I love you. I'm thinking about being a prep. See, I knew it, Eva. You're gonna be a prepper, aren't you? We gotta talk. Eva's gonna be a prepper. Oh Lord. Anyway, I love you all. God bless you all. I'm gonna keep on making my little block. I have to make breakfast. I have to make lunch for the savages because they're home now. So I'm off to make
Yeah,
lunch. Yeah.
we have still another 2 weeks of school.
But you see, they've been quiet. I gave them their tablets. They've been quiet. They've been behaving. So grandma
Hmm.
has to make them a good lunch now. I love you all so freaking much.
Bye, everyone.
To everybody, you guys rock. You guys are amazing. God bless you all. And remember, being imperfect is always being perfectly loved. We
And
love
wise.
you. And wise.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Sorel, I love you. Bye, Sorel.
Bye.